they're here. Hi, peeps. Ah, there was a duck.
Duck.
You said sacrifice
Okay.
one.
Yeah, yes. We're getting creeper hiss. We're getting all sorts of stuff here. Oh, hi everybody. Welcome to This Is Not Dirty Dirty 20 Gaming Adjacent. How about that? I'm Kara Sophia, and these fine players here are here. Half of us are learning how to play D&D, and the other half of us are teaching how to play D&D. So this is lots of fun. We are using the Adventurers League Season 4 Adventures as our basis, though we're not using the Adventurers League rules, which, since we have both DDAL04, 04-03 and 02 going simultaneously. Anyways, it's Misty, Fortunes, and Absent Hearts, a gothic horror, and I should put up the content warning. Misty CW. Hey, I actually know my own commands. Aren't you proud of me?
Wow.
10 points.
It's better than that sometimes. Like, he was trying to figure out a command yesterday.
Well, and I was really floundering with commands the last time we played. I don't remember when that was, but it was recently. So,
it was last week, Karis.
Was it?
2 weeks ago, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I don't. Did we play last week?
Maybe we did.
Maybe.
I'm a Karis. I don't remember.
Yeah, we played
these
last
things.
week.
Okay. Okay, well, so I was floundering with it last week, and in the meantime, I have put together some actual commands. So we're going to start with our mentors and Amradorn. Would you like to introduce yourself? I've got your socials up. Amradorn, we can't hear you.
Okay.
You know
I'm
what to
here.
say.
Crazy day.
Okay, well, we're going to just have a little fun, and it won't be quite as crazy. So we've got Amradorn, and we have Amy is our other mentor.
Oh.
And then our newbies. And see, I have commands for everybody. Deku.
Hello.
The AM team, yes.
I guess we're just the A team.
Da, 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 da.
When a plan comes together.
Oh,
Flies away in
Warbear.
a
Hi,
helicopter.
Warbear. Let's see, we have Enigma,
Time for a
Hello.
building montage.
which I've fixed Enigma's. Enigma used to say, watch his point of view. Actually, Amradorn's also used to say, watch their point of view, because it was set up for collabing. And we have Tom. I saw D&D and was like, yeah, this is D&D, a newish peep. So, and I left you for last time because we want people to follow Tom's good example and come and join us in the Dirty 20 Gaming. Let's see, I have a Dirty 20 Gaming command too.
We will take over the world.
Dirty
will
20
give-
rapid squad.
We will give the world a big, warm, supportive hug.
That's what
Yes,
we're all about.
Scott. Alrighty, so when we last left off, eons ago that I don't even remember, so I'm making this up as I go along. I should have Deku do the recaps. Deku takes notes. Okay.
Uh-oh.
We are in the village of Erasnu. Let's move us to the village of Erasnu. Help or bring chaos with Scott. Actually, Warbear, you are welcome to join. Let me put the Dirty 20 Gaming links back up there again. You are welcome to join us there. We've got a wonderful community. I am also affiliated with the Daddy Warbucks community, which is like, which command is not working? Oh, because I didn't spell it right. I can't. Okay, that's not right either here.
Yeah, DWG is a league team, I think. Dawn Gaming.
Which one?
Dawn Gaming, it's a Korean league team. But it's DWG, so. Which is what you spelled.
Yeah, no, that doesn't work. But the Daddy Warbucks, which our Saturday game, we've had some scheduling issues, so we've been off for about a month, but I am in a cast game on Saturday nights at Daddy Warbucks, which is also, it is the largest Adventurers League community on the web. Online community. But anyways, at Dirty 20 Gaming, we are here. We play all sorts of games. We play all sorts of systems. We play all sorts of things, usually at 6 p.m. Pacific time. This one we were trying to schedule across time zones, and so we're not starting at the usual 6 p.m. And that's okay. There's another game that's frequently on Sundays at 6 p.m. Are they? Actually, I don't even know if they are. If they're right at the moment, or they're on summer break. In Australia, so it's 9:40 a.m. for you, Orbit. That is absolutely perfect. Okay, let's talk some D&D here. We're currently at level 3, so we've started figuring out some of our skills. And one of the things we're going to do this time is we're actually, as we do rolls and so forth, we are going to look at the components of those rolls and start getting a feel for it. Because our next level up, we're going to have to make some decisions that's going to affect those. So we're learning what we need to know so that when we need to make the decisions, we can choose the things we want. Okay, so we left off in the village of Erasno. We are lost in the mists of Barovia, nowhere near the Moonsea where we started out. It seems to be winter time here. We just got through. We managed to get back to the village to outlast the storm that dumped feet of snow on the village of Erasnu. And we dug our way out in the morning and dug our way over to the Seven Tables tavern and inn next door and chatted with some of the locals here who have now finished their breakfast and are off trying to get things cleared out. And the upshot is, so we spent time in our last couple of sessions looking for a hunter couple, a husband and wife, who had kind of gone missing. Oh, thank you, Scott, for the cheer. Who had gone missing, and that threatened the economy of this village, who really depended on the trading the furs that this couple brought back. And we went out looking for them, and we think we found the corpse of the husband of them. And getting back to that game, so much clicks with this. Emradorn! There are no creepers in there probably are creepers in Barovia. Anyways.
Nice.
I mean, I think we heard about some of them.
Yes. We think we found the corpse of the husband. The wife is still missing. There we go, just for Scott. Oh, nope. Scott actually played it. Okay, so I've lost my train of thought. No, thank you, Scott.
We found the husband, wife is missing.
Yes, and we found probably their load of furs, which we brought back, which the village is very grateful for, although we're still worried because, I mean, if the husband's dead, the wife's still missing. Okay, that might get us through this winter, but what about ongoing economy? While we were at the tavern for breakfast this morning and chatting with people, we learned that there's some odd things going on around. Deep breaths, yes, thank you. Oh, actually, that's really good. Thank you, Scott. Okay, there's some odd things going on around the village, and particularly, one of the things of concern around the village is one of the shops out here at a little shop on the road out towards the southeast. They seem to have a lot of goods, and this is a really small village, and they don't know where they're getting the goods. And the village is a little worried about that, but they aren't sure if that's more worrisome or not than the taxes being imposed by the burgomaster, the mayor, who lives in the great big house. And there's just all sorts of economic worries. You know, if we've got shady characters in our economy, that might be a problem. Taxing us out of existence is a problem. Lack of revenues from furs from this hunting couple is a problem. Scott's in the tavern. Oh, Lord, he's probably got McFeagle with him. Okay, and so there's just all sorts of worries. And meanwhile, our party would kind of like to survive the winter and get back to the Moonsea region, back to Faerun. So that's where we are. Did I miss anything significant?
I think that's about right.
Okay.
The the burgomaster supposedly, or there's an artifact in town.
Mm. Yes, the other part of the economy is the only reason people come here. Well, the Vistani, who are sort of traveling nomady folk, they come through and they trade the furs, so that's fine. We've had some tourists coming in who've been looking for some sort of artifact that nobody exactly knows what it is or where it is or whatever. It's probably in the hoard in the burgomaster's house, but it could be in that shop of the guy who's got all sorts of shady goods. You never know what he's going to have. So,
And the artifact is it supposedly belonged to the lover of Count von Strahd, who
yes.
died like 400 years ago.
Well, we
But
don't know when he
Yes.
died.
how,
We're hearing conflicting rumors on that.
This is true. We are.
yeah, and we don't know how old von Strahd is, because was he around 50 years ago? Was it 400? Are we talking about a descendant? Nobody could agree on that.
Which is very
Vicious
concerning
fellow.
because our villagers are very reliable sources.
Uh-huh.
I always trust my dungeon master.
Okay.
Well, I'm usually trustworthy.
Except with an X.
Said with an axe, absolutely.
Oh yeah, there was also this thing about choking fog. It sounded like poison, but it could also be magical. But we also couldn't get any real consensus on that either, because none of the villagers had any personal experience encountering it.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there were also wolves of unusual size running around.
I don't believe they exist.
Like what?
Wolves of unusual size? I don't believe they exist.
hmm Oh, and my Kenku has crashed. Did Kenku drop
Uh-oh.
out?
Or Kanku.
Ugh.
We already had dead ravens, please back.
I don't even know how to refresh this either. Okay, this is good. All right, let me try closing it and reopening it.
It's not a Dirty 20 affiliated game without technical difficulties.
This is true. This is absolutely true. All right, let me
Get
get
used to it.
back. Uh-huh. Exactly. Basically, at Dirty 20 Gaming, you know, anyone who wants to produce can produce. Anyone who wants to run a game can run a game. Anyone who wants to play a game can play a game. We just work it out as we go. I can't spell Strahd either.
That's Trahd.
Yeah. Yes. I just can't type it. All right, I don't know what Sirenscape is doing. Anyway, so what is it we want to do? Now let me grab a whiteboard. What is it we want to do? We've got all sorts of possibilities. We're just living our lives. We can try searching for Faerun again. That didn't work too well for us last time.
Living our lives seems tough. The bare minimum.
Mm-hmm. You're eating better though, Merrick, than you were before you started on this.
Yeah. Chow down.
All the cookies.
All right, so what would you like to do?
I know Siegel was interested in checking out the Burgermeister's house and
Mm-hmm.
seeing what's going on there, because considering with her experience, she's rather used to being the kind of guard that he appears to be hiring.
This is true. We did hear that the burgomaster had been hiring some shady folks. Yes, that sounds right up Siegel's alley.
Like Siegel is perfectly happy to play actual guard or just use it.
Double agent action.
Yep.
Although, if you end up stuck here for good, you might need a job.
Yep.
Garden Flan, Garden Raznu.
And here the ruler of the town is probably not someone who absolutely hates her kind. Considering you know, chromatic dragons and gem dragons.
Yeah, that could be a problem. There being a chromatic dragon currently in residence, could be said.
I think
I
Merrick
was talking.
would be interested in heading towards the possible resting place of that artifact by the trading post.
So you don't need to convince me. You need to convince each other, or I just go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Merrick solo would not end well. I can only hit trees.
Yeah. Siegel would probably bring up the Burgermeister thing with Adric.
Well, that worked momentarily. Oh, there we go. Okay.
Yeah, Merlin, in his mind, the job is not done. He needs to find out what happened to Alina, because even if he doesn't find her, something out there attacked a pregnant woman. So nobody in the town is safe from whatever the fuck it was. And as a cleric of Helm, it's his job to protect people from monsters like that.
Yep, that sounds like a perfectly good path. Are the rest of you finding this a compelling argument?
Merrick will
with
follow the
Merlin.
flock.
Adric could probably talk Siegel into it.
I mean, I think we should eventually try to find them.
Yeah.
I think they're probably going to be found in the same shape as we found the first one, unfortunately. But, we did kind of make a deal that we would try to track them down.
Where's the faith?
This Burgomaster, I don't trust him.
Yeah.
I would like to eventually get back to Flan.
Yeah.
Enigma?
Yeah, I agreed with Merlin on this one.
Okay, so it sounds like we are heading back off into the woods. Under several feet of snow and wolves that have paw prints of very large size.
I would.
Sorry,
ahead.
Adric. Merlin just wanted to commission Grigori to make a set of cold weather gear to fit him out of the better quality furs.
Okay.
Because right now he's rocking some makeshift stuff. So that probably won't fly for very long.
It really won't.
So yeah, he would like to commission a set of better cold weather gear for anybody that still needs it. I think that's Merlin and Myrick, because Sigil and Adric had the two sets that existed, and Enigma got one set from the bandit that tried to kill us on our way to the hunter's camp.
Yeah, if we're going to be traipsing around in the snow, we need to make sure everybody's kitted out pretty good.
Yeah. Sigil doesn't want to be dragging people along.
Also, I mean, if we could get a hold of anybody in town that might have a map of the area, or at least
I thought we had it.
tell us what other towns are in the area.
Oh, that kind of map.
Well, there aren't any towns in the area. The closest you had showed the wilderness area. The map you have shows kind of the wilderness area around you, and it shows sort of a line that says to Barovia that way. You guys are way out in the middle of nowhere.
Okay.
Within scratching distance of the back end of nowhere.
Mm-hmm. Which, if you want to go into Barovia proper, we can do, but not tonight. I don't have my Cursive Strahd stuff here in this lobby.
We don't have any business there yet.
Yet.
Okay.
One last thing.
Mhm.
The purple wood pendants from the elves.
Mhm.
I just said he took one, Sigil said she took one, and that left one more. So
I have one.
yeah, that's what I said.
Okay.
Merlin would like to claim the last one because if he's going to be out hunting monsters, he doesn't need any trouble from the locals.
I
Unless
mean,
somebody
if you
else.
want, I'll give you the one I've got.
I mean, there is a third. Did somebody else have the last one? Because I watched the VOD and nobody said they wanted it.
I didn't take it.
Yeah, I chose to pass.
Probably Adric.
Well, Adric said he had one, so I mean that leaves Merlin.
Yeah, Merlin would be a good one for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
We could Adric and Merlin, yeah.
Okay, so that was the last pendant sorted. I commissioned for better gear to be made for Merlin and Mirret. Would that require any payment up front?
No.
Okay. So
No, because our outfitter here, Grigori, is happy with you guys. You brought back the load of furs. So, he's a lot better off than he was 2 days ago without this. So, yeah, you guys are in good graces.
it was the furs that the hunters had, plus what the bandits had in their cart.
Some of which, at least the best of those, were clearly from the hunters, too.
Oh. I was under
Stolen
the impression
merchandise.
that the furs were from somebody else.
The lower quality ones probably were.
Okay.
Okay.
So we're off to go find.
So we're going to say, yeah, it's going to take the rest of the day, and so you'll spend another night here in Erasnu in order to get the gear set up. And Gregorio will get you outfitted with snowshoes, too, to make it a little easier to traverse the wilds. So
For free?
Well, I mean, you'll add it to your tab, of course.
Of course.
Put it on Merlin's tab, of course.
Of course. Merlin's the one who's been flashing gold around, so yeah.
I've just been giving it
Full
away.
faith and credit of Merlin, yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, we shall head off into the woods. And I don't have a map for the woods here, so we'll just leave the map of Erasnu up. Okay, so it's the next morning. So you've spent 2 nights in Erasnu now since you returned back. And so it's been 24 hours since the blizzard blew out. So they'd be wearing tennis things as shoes. Yes, they're wearing tennis things as shoes. Yes. Okay, and so you're heading out up into the woods again. The same path you took before. However, it looks not Sickle's usual kind of racket, Amy. Oh, okay. So it's not the way, it doesn't look the same. I mean, everything's all pretty and white and buried, and you're heading up at a slower pace than you did before. It's gonna take you a while to get up there. So, How are you navigating? How are you proceeding? What kind of precautions are you taking? Tell me as you head up into the woods.
Question.
Yes.
Can we see the tree that I punched really well? Have we passed the beaten tree?
Oh, so you're going to keep a watch for a particular tree along the path.
A very, very roughed up tree.
Okay, well, give me a survival check.
Well,
Everything looks like that tree.
Yeah, they all look like they're about to bounce back.
I've never been known to roll good survival checks.
And yet you are still alive. So,
Yeah.
yes, go ahead,
It
please.
occurs to me that we left a corpse behind. Are there any, like, ravens up in the sky?
Now remember,
Like,
it took
maybe-
you the better part of a day. It took you hours to get out there. So it's going to take you some time to get up there, but watching for ravens or other scavengers is a good thing to do.
Yeah, because they would be up in the sky. We'd be able to see them if they were, like, looking for food.
Yeah,
Easy
but if we're
food.
moving slower, it'll probably take us like 8 hours to get out that far.
Ravens fly up really high, but okay.
Well, and looking out there, you do see, crows around you. In fact, Merrick, who's been looking very intently at the trees, has seen a crow looking him straight in the eye.
Don't
It's
worry,
probably
guys. I won't punch the bird.
It's
Oh, damn.
probably a
Feels about
coincidence anyway.
Thank you for your consideration, Merrick.
I mean, it didn't look as intimidating as the tree.
This is true.
So what happens when we find a giant bird-shaped tree?
Oh no.
You know I'm
Foundation.
gonna roll well.
What
I'm
do you
gonna
mean?
roll 20s.
I think
Merrick,
I
are
would.
you feeling well?
I'm feeling great. I could really take down a tree right now.
What did the tree ever do to you?
It looked strange. I swear.
All the trees here look strange.
It
Yeah,
sounds
but this
pretty
one was
weird,
extra
yeah.
strange. Also, I found a bundle of sticks. I'm just saying, it was a strange tree.
Would it be a history check to remember the path despite all the changes in the environment?
You could either use history to remember it, or you can also use survival because you have a map and some basic navigation stuff.
And that's the part where Siegel tries to intimidate the path into staying straight.
By all means, give it a try.
Merlin rolled 18. Survival.
The path is trembling in fear. You can see the um, you can
Siegel
see
about
the
that.
snow sort of shaking off the branches. But fortunately, you're probably following Merlin, who seems to know where they're going.
Yeah.
All right. So
I think I would be looking for like tracks or anything. See if anybody's been up there since then.
Since the
Okay.
blizzard?
Yeah.
Okay, well, give me a survival check. Let's see what you see.
Nice.
Not bad.
You're starting to get a feel for this sort of thing, and as you look around looking to see if there's any tracks, you see what might be some animal tracks. You don't see any snowshoe-like tracks, you don't see any big things, but you do see some where it looks like, there's sort of thin holes with kind of a draggy sort of thing in the middle of it. as if the snow was deeper than the length of the legs of some animal that went bounding through here.
If Enigma pointed that out, could Merlin look to see what kind of animal it was?
Does Merlin have much experience with tracking animals in the winter?
I guess not. He's not proficient in survival. He's had the lessons, but they haven't taken yet.
I will give you.
Merrick
Go ahead, or
is
give
the
me an investigation, Merlin. Go ahead, Merrick.
Merrick is trained in tracking both people and small animals.
Okay, this looks like a fairly, well, maybe medium-sized animal.
Well, I'm talking like anything the size of a wolf. Or not wolf, fox and smaller.
Fox and smaller. All right, well, give it a try. I mean, you had a 4 on your survival earlier, so you're not, you're still busy kind of distracted with trees.
I mean,
Holy
You
shit.
know what you're doing here. You rolled a natural 20 on that. Okay. So with you looking at
it's the
that,
trees, man.
with Merlin and Merrick both looking at these impressions in the snow, you get kind of this image of, it sort of looks like if a dog had been sort of out kind of playing in the snow and sort of pouncing their way through. And except larger than most of the dogs that you have. But try as you might, Merrick, as you're looking for traces of, tree branches dragging aside the path, you don't see any tree branches dragging aside the path. So even though, as disappointing as it is, you don't think it's the trees.
I have doubt.
Something to keep an eye out for then.
Merrick is just seeing the spotted tracks of the dog wolf sized creature just all around and just confused by the whole tree situation. I mean, it's lucky he's walking the right path because he is way spaced out.
As focused as you are on trees, though, so we're probably midday by now, and you did catch a flash of color, kind of looking through some of the trees, kind of off the path a little ways. You see sort of a flash of color kind of up in the trees.
I do?
You do. I mean,
all of
you've
us
been
are-
inspecting these trees pretty thoroughly. Go ahead, please.
Yeah.
Just Merrick?
If Merrick points it out to you, yeah, you guys could see a flash of a little bit of color, brightly colored.
I believe he would. He is very intent on these trees and making everyone know about them.
And as you kind of sort of look and peer over, it's like, yeah, there's something you can just sort of see through those branches and all up there. Are you gonna go look at it?
Most definitely. Anything to do with these trees.
Are the rest of you gonna follow as Merrick goes charging off, plowing? Well, I guess he's not plowing through the snow because he's on his snowshoes, but as he goes trudging off.
Hopefully, we're not barking up the wrong tree.
You wouldn't catch me.
So you only have to go past a few trees to get to this kind of little opening, and as you're looking up, there in this tree, quite literally, is a brightly painted wagon. I mean, it's fully decorated with detailed carvings and silver filigree. It looks like something someone fancy would be driving right down the road, but it is in the tree, like engulfed in the tree, like the tree grew through it, around it, the tree swallowed it. Yeah, although the wagon the paint and everything looks fresh and pretty.
Would Merrick be able to climb up the tree and look in the wagon?
You probably can. You might need to take your snowshoes off. They're a little awkward while trying to climb trees.
Yeah, Merrick is used to being barefoot.
All right.
What kind of throw would that be?
Oh, give me an either athletics or acrobatics, depending on whether you're using your nimbleness to get up there or whether you're using your strength to get up there. This is odd. This is very odd.
Brute force.
How on earth did they park
Ah.
it like that? Okay, so as you're kind of trying to make your way up, it's like, okay, you don't have the upper body strength you thought you had, and the bark is off as your feet are trying to go along the trunk. It's awfully slippery, and you're not making it very well up the tree. This cart here is probably 10 feet up.
I'm just hanging from a low-hanging branch at this point.
Oh,
Like my feet are barely off the ground.
So what are the
Merrick,
rest?
would you like me to try?
The rest of us are
Go for it. It's not my day.
I got a -1, so if I beat that,
Um,
the rest
I
of
was
us are
gonna
being
say,
live.
is there a branch that we could toss a rope up to help us climb?
Well, Enigma Blaze gets pretty well up there and finds it and says, "Hey, this is a pretty good branch here. This one's strong enough. If you toss a rope up to me, I think I can attach it here."
I'm a very athletic wizard.
You're a very athletic, very strong wizard here. Yes.
I guess toss the rope up to him so the rest of us can get up there without incident, hopefully.
All right.
Never doubt my lack of survival skills.
So Enigma, are you looking through the way? Are you sort of going around the wagon and trying to look into it?
Yeah, I'm gonna be seeing what's up here and why, if
Okay.
anything was left.
You are able to open the doors of the wagon, even though the tree is kind of going around it and through it. So it's like there's a tree in the middle of it, which makes it kind of awkward. But you are able to kind of poke around in there and sort of look around to the cushions. You don't find much in there. Although as you're kind of coming out of it, you do see what looks like a tambourine hanging from a branch just a little bit further up. Hard to tell. I mean, maybe it was placed there, or maybe it was hard to say. But I mean, you find a couple of copper coins, which are, pennies. Um, there's some papers that look like they might have been, I don't know, advertising something. They're kind of smudged.
So there's every indication that this cart has been here for a long time, and yet the paint looks fresh.
It looks very fresh. Enigma. So either give me a nature check or an arcana check.
I'm gonna give you Arcana.
Being the wizard, yeah, that's probably a much better stat for you. With a 15, even though the tree looks kind of old, this seems like it's been, I mean, this has all the hallmarks of magical influence. There's no question about this. This isn't nearly as old as it looks. I mean, it didn't happen last night. You can tell by the snow and stuff around it. It didn't happen last night, but it also didn't happen 30 years ago the way the tree growth might look for it. But you can't really tell the source of the magic, and you can't tell whether it was it deliberate? Was it accidental? Was it sort of a disaster? Someone was driving down the road and suddenly there was a tree in their cart? It does kind of look like the tree came up through it probably quickly. Eric is looking like he's pondering just like the rest of the bunch, but his head is fully empty. Okay. What are you doing, Enigma?
Huh. So I can't see or tell what type of magic it was.
Not with a simple arcana check, no.
I do have Oh, was it? Detect magic. I don't know if that would have anything to do with that. If it's still around.
If the tree was conjured, would it still contain traces of conjuration magic?
Possibly, or transmutation, or something like that.
I guess I can use detect magic.
Okay.
Ritual or from a spell slot?
It's gonna be from a spell slot, though.
Or you can take 10 minutes to cast it ritually, and then you don't lose a spell slot for it.
Yeah,
Okay.
that'd be the better way.
Yeah.
All right, we'll do that.
So if you're going to take the 10 minutes and do your incantations to detect magic. So when you think about magic, and I'm sure I've asked you this before, but I don't remember the answer. Do you think of magic as in colors and wispy effects, or as in sounds, or as a, how do you sort of visualize your magic?
Hmm. I
Walk
think
us
it's
through
more
the
of.
cutscene.
Oh, go ahead.
Walk us through the cutscene, Enigma.
Oh, uh, I believe I'd be sitting there just chanting. It would be an older type of magic, so incantation rituals would normally a type of chanting,
Okay.
listening, and everything else. More
And
like a meditation type.
okay. And would you get the answer? So you're going to get the answer, if you're detecting magic, you'll either be able to tell the school of magic by the, if it sort of tints things a various color, or if it, has sort of a scent to it, or if it has a sound to it, like if it's enchantment, it's got a tinkly, tinkly, tinkly sound, and if it's necrotic, it's got a screechy sound, sort of thing. So how would you like to receive information about it?
More of an aura.
Aura. So the colors?
Yeah, the colors.
Okay. So as you look at it, you see sort of a green, very faint. So it's not, it's just the traces of things. You see kind of a green of some sort of plant-based magic around it, but it's got that tinge to it, sort of an undertone that reminds you of the fog, that sort of sickly green color from the fog.
Hmm. So more of a nature-bound magic.
Well, if you had, let's see, what was your arcana? Your arcana check was 15.
Yeah.
If you had to think through it, thinking through your magical lessons, you would probably guess that the natural nature magic was tainted somehow by whatever it is that drives the fog.
Mm.
That it was corrupted by the fog and made to do things differently from how it would normally work, would be your educated guess on the subject.
Okay. So someone's using tainted magic.
Big tree.
It is a big tree.
Thank you,
Merlin,
Scott.
that tambourine is awfully shiny, and it's glittery. It is so tempting.
How high up is it?
Well,
Like
let's
a
see. The wagon's about 10 feet up, and it's slightly higher. That's maybe 15 feet up. Although you could climb that rope that was tossed up to Enigma and get pretty close.
I think Merlin would give it a shot. Like
Okay, so
just one more unusual thing.
give me athletics at advantage because you're using the rope to get up there.
Advantage. Athletics. 17.
Ooh, 17. So you pretty easily make your way up there next to Enigma. And you see Enigma doing his chanting and kind of, putting a finger to his chin as he sort of thinks about what he's sort of learned, and you reach out your hand to take the tambourine, and it jingles slightly as you take it in your hand.
Is it like tied up? Do I have to unravel it from the tree limb?
You don't. It was just sort of set, it was kind of set, and so it was the wood that holds the jingles was just over the small branch for it. But
It kind
as
of hooks in the
yeah,
rim.
yeah, and as you take it down and all, it's a nice. It gives a little jingle as you take it down, and you notice there's something on the inside of it. So it's a little drum that's got. There's a couple kinds of tambourines, so the ones that are just jingles on wood. This one actually has a bit of a drum bed across it, and on the underside of that, there's a message scrawled in what kind of a darkish brown smudgy writing that
Uh-oh.
yeah, and it says family is the cruelest of curses.
It's poop.
That's quite a message. Can I make a religion check to see if this thing is cursed? That sounds like...
You can. Good night,
That feels
Scott.
good.
Comment on the VOD if you watch it.
So I can't tell if this is like a magic item curse, but this just feels like some very bad energy.
Yeah, I mean, you don't notice anything. It doesn't have any symbolism that you're aware of directly to it.
It's just some bad energy, bad feels.
Thank you, Scott. Yeah, it does feel like it's got some bad energy. What do you do with it? I mean, it's very well made. I mean,
I guess he'll bring it down, he'll show everyone else the message, and then he'll go inside the thing and inside the wagon and set it down on a cushion.
Okay. I mean, the guy at the trading post would probably pay for it.
I say we should smash it. What if it breaks a spell or something?
I do not think this is magical in nature. I think somebody wished to convey a very painful message. I think we should let it go.
It's not wrong. It can be, though.
Smash is always a possible course of action.
This is true. This is true.
Merlin has his own feelings about family, so he will say, "Do what you will. I will have no part of it."
I don't think we should just go about randomly breaking things that might be magical.
Yeah, we might need it later.
Yeah.
Merlin
It might be important to somebody.
Merlin raises his hand and leaves.
So Merlin had set it on on one of the seats in the
Inside the wagon, yeah.
yeah, inside the wagon. Is anyone else going to pick it up and take it, or are we going to leave it?
Merrick is pouting down on the ground because he's too scared to go up at this point. And he's just pouting because he didn't get to smash it.
Okay. And as he's pouting, Merrick feels a little tap on his back.
I believe Merrick would turn around anxiously because he thinks it's a tree, but there's no tree behind him, so he's very freaked out at this point.
Well, there are some sort of tree branches kind of near the area.
How close are we talking? 5 feet?
5 feet.
Okay. Merrick will turn from pout to readying himself with a quarterstaff.
Okay.
This is ready to attack.
Okay. So, Enigma's up in the tree and has been thinking about the magic. Merlin is up in the tree and has placed the tambourine on the seat in the tree. Adric and Sigil.
Sigel's been examining the tree to look to see if she can find weak spots to bring down the whole thing and maybe get the wagon out of the tree.
Merrick shouts over to Sigil, "If you need someone to help you punch the tree, you know you got me."
You'd
Um,
have to chop it down. Go ahead, Adric.
Edric's looking around trying to see if he can figure out if there was some sort of battle or something that happened nearby or in this area that maybe somebody decided to cast a spell to stop the wagon.
Nothing obvious. I mean, anything would be buried under several feet of snow. There's no obvious marks of scoring or anything like that on the other trees around here up above the snow line.
That's what I was afraid of. Everything was below the snow.
I hope no one's standing near Merrick because he is sort of just flailing his quarterstaff ahead and behind him, and like no care for other people right now. So
Okay.
the 5 feet circle around him is a dangerous place to be.
Reasons player characters occupy 5-foot squares,
Yep.
even when they're small.
Okay.
Merlin feels we should get a move on.
This seems kind of like a dead end, yeah.
All right. So, it's really easy to find your way back to the main path because, I mean, you left tracks all the way up here, and it's real easy to follow them back on all the piles of on all the snow.
Before we head off, is there any way I can grab the tambourine as I'm getting down?
Oh, sure, because it's just sitting on the seat next to you.
Okay.
A little bit of jingle.
I don't mind jingling a little bit.
Please note in your inventory that you have it. Actually, I should make a note too. All right. Count spell. Scott, you said you were leaving. Shoo, go away. Go sleep. You'll regret it in the morning.
Have a good night,
This will
Scott.
be a VOD. The VOD will be here, you know. Oh,
There'll
had
be
a
a
posture
YouTube
check.
channel as well.
There'll be a YouTube VOD as well on Tuesday. Yeah. All right. So we're heading back to the path and continuing on our way toward the direction that we know went to the campsite. And we're about at the point where you sort of turned off the main path to go to the campsite. You're pretty sure this is the right one. I need a survival check or two in order to determine whether it is the right one. Let's see.
Yeah,
what
I
you guys
should
think.
not throw that.
It's probably the right one. Sigil. Oh, lordy. Enigma's the new. Yeah. Merlin. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You guys are pretty sure that this is you can see some traces that this is the path. And we need to do a posture check thanks to Amy.
Ooh,
And we've been sitting here for
nice
just
to meet
about
you.
an hour according to the timer. So what we're going to do is we're going to look away from our monitors, rest the eyes, focus on something in the distance. And we're going to stretch up to the ceiling and sweep down and back. And tilt, get some good length. One hand towards the ceiling and one hand towards the floor. And tilt the other way. And we're going to twist. Make sure you do not knock your monitor off. Oh, that's good for the middle back. And twist the other way. And then we are going to bend and stretch out our lower backs. Bend down to the floor and see that I didn't vacuum yet this week. You know, I did some posture checks this morning. I should have remembered that and done the vacuuming before I started this. And then drink, because hydration is very important.
Hydrate or dihydrate.
Exactly. Okay.
Guys, yeah.
There, now that we're physically more comfortable in our chairs and we can play for a while longer, we are headed off the path, up the trail that headed toward the campsite. And after another hour or so of trudging our way up, it's been a little harder because you're up on top of the snow and the snow's kind of up. There's some places where the tree branches protected the ground under it from the snow, and there's some places where the snow's high, so you're kind of going up and down, and it's not the easiest of treks. And I need to stop and breathe for a second. Okay. You make your way, and you get to, and you find the sort of clearing that you think the campsite was. And this area has got kind of mounds of snow, quite a bit of snow around. But it's about the right shape of the little bit of clearing that the campsite was in.
I
Merrick
guess
will start digging with his bare hands, just furiously
Merrick,
around.
Merrick, what are you doing?
Finding the campfire.
Merrick, we need to head east from here. That is where the blood trail led away to. There's nothing more we can do here, except perhaps say a prayer for Laszlo.
Well, digging a grave is a
In
very
this
shallow
house,
snow grave.
Enjoy digging through the cold, hard ground.
Merrick's hands are starting to bleed at this point. So he slowly does stop.
Merlin will say a little prayer for Laszlo's soul.
And from Eric's hands.
Yeah, I need them to fight.
Is it a perception check to determine how close that wolf sounded?
Maybe perception, maybe survival.
Too much echo across all the trees.
Yeah, I mean, it sounded crisp and clear, but sounds are really traveling. They sound both muffled and, clear with all of the snow around. Yeah, Amy, that you get this about the same.
I guess say a prayer for Laszlo, and Merlin has this little thing called the Vigilant Blessing that he can give to somebody.
Okay. Advantage
It
on
gives
the
you
next
advantage.
initiative roll. Okay.
Yeah,
You basically
but
always have it on one person.
yeah. So
Who would you like to give advantage to on initiative if you get into combat?
that's the thing, because he knows people can be weird about religion, so he doesn't know if anybody else would accept a blessing from Helm. He would ask if somebody would want it, though.
To be clear, that was a blessing from Helm, the deity of crafting, not a blessing from hell. Okay?
No, Helm is the god of vigilance and bodyguards.
Yes.
Like, Siegel
Not
will
craft.
take any sort of unfair advantage he can get.
Yeah, and Merrick, he's very ambivalent when it comes to religion. He is part of one himself, but as ambivalent as possible.
Well, Merrick is a little more nimble than Sigil seems to be, so he'll give the blessing to Sigil.
Alright.
Sigil now has advantage on her next initiative roll. I guess from there we head eastward to the foothills.
Okay. Now, let's see. How far did you get last time? You headed a little ways east, but you didn't go very far before. You just
I don't
sort of
think
you knew it was that way, but you pretty much went back and you didn't travel that way at all, correct?
Yeah, I don't think we left side of the campsite because we didn't. We had to go back to beat the
Storm.
storm.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, we're making our way towards the east, and at this point, I'm going to say we're at mid to late afternoon. As you get to kind of a rise and you can look down, the sun is very clearly sinking down. You've got maybe an hour or two until dusk. But the skies are clear. You don't see any clouds or storms around from there. So, as you're making your way through, what are you looking for? Remember, any blood traces are probably 3 feet under the snow.
Other than my own, which are on the snow.
Other than Merrick's, which are on top of the snow, but those look very red and fresh.
Are we close enough to what could be considered the foothills? Or whatever? Because the spell locate object is only active for 10 minutes.
Okay, and
So-
within 1,000 feet, so that's not quite 2/10 of a mile.
That's
Direct
like
the motion.
1/5 of a mile, more or
Right.
less.
Not quite, but yeah.
Yeah, like I said, yeah. So, about,
Yes.
you think you want to wait a little bit to use it. Because also it's been
That's
a couple of days. I mean, there was the storm in there, but yeah. You're going to
Wasn't
want
that
to kind
yesterday?
of wait. I'm sorry, what was that?
I'm pretty sure it's only been the next day.
You spent 2 nights in Erasnu.
Yeah, it was.
Because you had to wait for time to have the extra cold weather gear made.
Ah, okay.
So yeah, you spent time at the inn, and you spent time, Stephanie spent time gearing up, and so at that point it was too late, so you left the next morning. Okay.
Merlin fully intends to camp out if he has to.
And you would be equipped for that because you would have known it would take you quite a while there. So we're assuming that you're fully equipped for that because you guys took the time to do that. Okay. So we know we're going to do locate object maybe when we get over towards the sort of rocky area over there perhaps. What else are we doing to kind of decide how we're going and how we're going to proceed here?
I'd probably be looking for distortions in the snow, like footprints, things that just don't look right.
Okay. Give me survival.
Oh, wow. That's pretty bad. I see nothing.
You have found an area. You have found a place where the snow has clearly there's been an impression in the snow, and you are sure that this is where track. But then there are no other tracks right around it, and you know that there's something magically teleported there, from there. And you tell this to Adric, and Adric says, "Well, that looks like it's just a snowball that fell off of that tree branch up there." And you go, "Oh."
Probably right. Do you want to build a snowman?
He accidentally turned around and looked at his own tracks, thinking it was someone else's.
Yeah,
Do
pretty
you
much.
want to build a snowman?
Well, there might be
Let it
heffalumps
go.
around here, and you get the you go around in a circle, and you've got the whatever it is, and it might be joined by whatever the other thing is. Okay, Amy, you've seen what might be something like a deer tracks, maybe, but you're not seeing anything like the maybe wolf thing you saw much earlier. But heading east, and you guys are sort of continuing on the way, heading towards, it's going to get kind of up to, it's going to be less forest and more sort of rocky. You see tracks that spell out DMCA. Absolutely.
If I can get copyrighted for that,
DDAL04. Oh,
I'm doing pretty good. We should start
Oh.
a group.
Okay, so as you're kind of heading out, you kind of emerge up and you can sort of see something of a valley here, and this is kind of an area. Give me a round of perception checks, please.
Oh no.
From everybody.
Yeah, everybody, give me a round of perception checks.
Oh, that was not. That was persuasion.
We are
I mean,
average.
just with
We're
your
as
last
average
night.
as we are, except for Enigma. Enigma, you are just knocking it out of the park tonight.
I like
Except for
my
that one.
name.
Roll 20 dice like Enigma tonight. All right, so as you're looking out and seeing, Enigma catches something off under a tree. There's kind of a bare spot because the tree had real heavy branches that protect it from the snow, and you see something kind of off on the left a bit under the tree, maybe some brownish fur.
Hmm.
That's a little strange.
I
Maybe
guess
I'll poke it with a stick.
we go inspect the fur.
Okay.
What?
And as you head up towards it, you can tell it looks like a bear. You can tell this when you're
Hey.
still a good like 30 feet off. It looks like a bear.
A whole sleeping bear.
Well, it's leaning up against the tree and it's got kind of its paws and it's got its head kind of down.
Wait.
So it's just a sad bear.
It's standing up like a person and like leaning on a tree.
No, it's sitting down at the base
Oh,
of the
okay.
tree.
Is it moving its head around? Is it just looking down like it's sleeping?
Well,
Permanent
it might be
sleeping.
looking down like it's sleeping.
Huh. Can Merlin like make a little snowball and give it a toss in front of the bear? See if it reacts?
Before we do that, why don't I
Yes.
sneak up and kind of take a closer look?
That would be wise, yes.
Yeah.
Click for that one.
Okay. So you're going to go sneaking up.
Mm-hmm.
Oops. I cannot spell. All right. So as you do and you come up and you take a closer look at it, it looks like the belly of it is horribly distended.
Oh,
This
no.
is clearly a dead bear.
Oh.
Hopper.
Nothing
All right.
important immediately.
I'm going to go ahead and go up to it and kind of check it out, and then wave the rest of the group up to it.
Okay.
Merrick will check out if the bear is still warm.
It is pretty cold.
Does it look
How are
like it
you-
was killed
how-
with a weapon, or?
How are you investing? Are you so if you want to really sort of try and determine like what killed it and all, we need some investigation. If you kind of just sort of want to generally look at it, I need some perception. If you want to compare it to what you know about bears and possible bear injuries, I would need a like a nature check. So depending on what you
Merrick would,
roll will tell me what kind of information you get.
I want to try to
Merrick
find
would
out what
try
killed
and
it.
Merrick would try and feel through the fur with his hands, try and just, I wouldn't say investigate, just check out the creature like you would a dog.
Yeah, but so give me an investigation check for it. And you're actually reaching in to touch it and manipulate it?
Yeah.
Do we all
Wow.
need to roll one?
Only if you're doing something specifically for this. All right. So, Yeah. So as you kind of move its paw and limb to try and get to it, that belly kind of explodes in a bunch of gore, and I am bringing into our missing encounters. I need everybody to select your token and roll initiative.
After the initiative tracker is up.
You can do it now as long as you select your token for it. I need to find the initiative trackers. There's the turn order. And who did you gave it to? Who did you give the advantage
Sigil.
to?
Sickle.
Sigil.
Sigil. Okay, Sigil's on it.
And I have already got it on her sheet to roll for
Perfect.
this.
Perfect. And we need some sort of combat type thing. Where do I have music? How do I do combat? Combat. I don't have anything for combat, do I?
Okay.
Wow, same hat.
Yeah. And you can see that I rolled it, or how it's got initiative by mousing over the number. It just doesn't give the usual split.
The tiebreaker. Initiative tiebreaker.
Well, that too.
Alrighty, so what have we got here? We got everybody in here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm missing somebody. Who am I missing? Yeah, your tiebreaker's the same though. Yes, we're missing a Did you roll it and just not get the
Yeah, I rolled it. It was 11.
There, let me give you. Here's yours. Let me give you a turn.
Yeah, I'll type it in.
Okay, go ahead and type it to 11, and then we can sort in descending order. Sigil, you are going to start us off, and I need to change this mood here. I don't know what it's doing, but it's doing weird things. Okay. Sigil, what are you doing? Okay, that is just messed up. Let me stop it. Stop the whole music. I hit the stop. And let's restart it.
What are we looking at here again?
Say again? You're looking at here, you are looking at, so it exploded in a whole bunch of bugs. Sorry.
Whoops.
Oh, that's fun.
Oh, and by the way, all
build
of
with
you are
fire.
gathered around the bear. Each of you takes 1 piercing damage, and give me a con save before we get started here.
Con save and -1 hit point.
Okay, fortunately this is going to be a pretty easy. This is going to be a DC 11. So
Yes.
Adric, I need one more. Okay, there's an Enigma. Oh! Enigma brushes this off. It's like, oh, it got on my robes. All right, so Adric, you are going to take. Let's try rolling that. D8. You are going to take 1 point of poison damage, and you have the poisoned condition for an hour. Alrighty, Sigil, we're starting off with this thing.
Alright, Sigel's going to, honestly, if a swarm of bugs, she's gonna go for anti-swarm measures.
Breath weapon, excellent.
Wow.
Force damage. Hey, damage is damage, and this is a DC 11, or half damage. Half damage will still be 1. That is not how I open the sheet. This is how I open the sheet. DC 11. What kind? Oh, Dex save. As the bugs scurry out of the way, they do not scurry out of the way, and they take the full 1 point of damage, and so they're partially squished a little bit. Oh, you didn't take your advantage. Absolutely, this was poison. So go ahead and roll again on your con save. Ah, you do not take the point. You are not poisoned after all.
The duality of dice.
Yep. Okay, so our dragonborn breathed at them and some kind of squished it, kind of pushed them around a little bit. There's kind of a hole in it, but their creepy crawlers are still creepy crawling. What else are you doing there, Seagull?
Bonus action, she's going to,
Any viewers, let me know if the balance between voices and the music is okay, because I can't tell from my sound settings. Divine Favor, a bonus
I
action
didn't mean to post
Oh.
it. I meant to open it to,
to take a look at it. Okay.
but yeah, I'll use that one.
Okay. Your prayer empowers you with divine radiance. Until the end, your weapon attack deals an extra radiant damage on a hit. Outstanding. And so there's
I start slowly.
a little bit of a prayer, or invocation, and there's some nice glow, a nice pretty purple glow.
Yep.
Alrighty. Anything else for Sigil?
Nah, she's not gonna move.
All right, Merlin.
I guess going right here. Hammer. If I could get back to the core, please.
Hammer time.
Stop.
Bonk.
And an 11. Oh, kind of wisp between. You're coming in right after Sigil's breath, and they all got kind of pushed away from right where your hammer was coming down, and you don't manage to squish any of them.
I hit like the one bare spot
The
of ground in
One
between.
bear. You came so close, you can tell you almost broke a leg off of one of these centipedes.
Okay.
Anything else,
Don't-
Merlin?
Don't have any bonus action, so that's my turn.
Okay. And so the bugs are going to try crawling all over Merlin, and being a swarm, they can occupy your space as they crawl all over you, and I'll keep it kind of like this a little bit so that you can still see your token.
Ew.
Alrighty, and they're swarming over you, and they are going to bite at you, and they're going to go choppy. And they rolled a 16. Does a 16 hit through your armor? I don't think it does. No, it does
This is
not.
you. My AC is 18.
Yeah, so they're crawling all over you, and they're trying to go bitey, and they're hitting into your armor, and they do no damage. Adric!
I'm going to step over here and then use my hands as best I can to try to smack this swarm off of Merlin.
Okay, you're trying to brush them off. Go ahead. As they're creepy crawling, scrolling all over her. Oh, that will absolutely get into them and brush at them. Give me some damage, and let's see. You managed to even squish one or two of them as you're brushing them off of her. And let me see. What about those?
Yeah.
This says can't regain. Okay. We're going to kind of brush them back off of her then, because that was a pretty successful one.
Merlin is a him.
Him! Thank you. Thank you. Adric, anything else?
I still have movement left, so I'm going to go to here.
Alright. Enigma, what's our mighty wizard going to do with all these creepy crawly bugs that are getting into everybody's armor and things?
They need to burn. So I'm gonna firebolt them.
That seems like a pretty good idea. Go for it. Give me your attack. An 11. Oh, no. Well, so you were trying to avoid Merlin because they had just been on there as Adric is sort of brushing them off of Merlin, and your firebolt whizzes right past them. Because you thought Adric was going to sort of brush them to the side, and he brushed them down instead. That is a miss. Although you did singe a little bit of one of them. But
I singed their hairs.
they took no damage, yes. Anything else?
I don't have any bonus action or anything. I'm gonna stay right here.
Okay, Mirek.
Yes. Mirek will move up here. And will take 2 monk unarmored strikes.
Okay. That first one, you're aiming right between Merlin and Adric, and you manage to miss all 3, the Swarm and Merlin and Adric.
Great.
Give me another attack. That attack, though, will squish down on one of them. Give me some damage. Ooh, you actually squished a couple of them. You got a good squish in there. So we look like we're about, let's see, we've got, how much of this have we gotten? Okay, so we've killed some of the bugs here, but we still look like we've got a little over half of them. Anything else for
Okay.
Merrick?
No, I will choose to end.
Okay, Sigil. We're back at the top of the round.
Need action. No. Okay. Sigil is going to lead with a bonus action this time. And, just swear these guys are really bad at hitting a bunch of little bugs. And, start carving up with advantage.
Okay, this is your dire enemy. So you will attack.
Wow.
Gain advantage attack rolls for a minute.
Like that. The divine favor down should probably be double 2.
And Sigil just comes in with this scythe and is going at them. Okay, now let's see here. We've got 18. Oh, plus 3 rated, so 18, 9 plus 3 is still 12. There are still a few little bugs wandering around, but there's only a few trace bugs still wandering around that are scurrying around as you have cleaved through and sliced up most of them. That radiant seems to be pretty good.
They 21 did. Unless
Huh.
it's
Well, yeah, but this is a swarm. Slashing doesn't have as much effect per point as radiant does.
right. And the crit doesn't double the radiant.
Oh, actually, it would. That is a good point.
Yeah.
Oh, and that will
it
just
means so many different
take them out.
variations.
Yes, you are exactly right, and that will just finish them off. It does double the radiant.
Good work, team.
Basically, every table will have different crit rules, so it never hurts to ask.
Yes. No, that is an excellent thing to ask. Thank you for asking it that. All right. So, you're looking around, and you still don't see any more of the creepy crawlies. It seems as it's checking around, Merlin's armor and stuff, and you seem to have gotten them all. So, now what are we going to do? Somebody put something in chat. Merlin shudders.
think
I
Merrick
know, creepy
is,
crawlies. I should do the content
think-
warning again.
I think Mirek would be worried that bugs are getting onto him, so he's just brushing him off, even though there's no bugs on him.
Okay. And you feel a little tap over on the other shoulder. And whirl
I
around.
swear,
and
guys,
there's
these
an
trees.
innocent tree branch over there that is just sitting there, not doing anything.
Sigil, can we? I implore you. I need some fire breath.
Do I look like a red dragonborn to you?
This needs fire.
Do I
Your
look like
wizard
red
had a
dragonborn?
fire attack.
Brew,
Yeah.
let's burn down the forest. This is my final offer. Burn down the
I
entire
don't
forest.
I don't want to burn down the forest.
I don't think that's a good idea. We're in it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
kind of need
you
it.
should raise some fire yourself.
Fireball's a thing. Just saying.
Isn't that
Merrick starts hitting some stones together, trying to get some sparks going, without any success.
Look, he wants to nuke the entire site from orbit because it's the only way to be sure.
Yes.
With bugs.
I mean, might as well just move out. See one bug, move out.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to get any info from the bear, so we better just move to the foothills.
You're fading out there, Deku.
We're not getting info from this bear, so we had better just head for the foothills.
Yep.
Okay.
So, my initial impression of bear with belly distended when we were falling, we were looking for, what happened to a pregnant woman.
Yep.
Could be an animorph situation.
Yeah, something like that.
And thinking about the pregnant woman, Merlin, you are sure that you hear a faint cry of an infant off in the distance. Oh, the bare
What
necessities of this encounter. Oh, I think we learned the bare necessities of this encounter and should move on. Yes, Hadrick, thank you.
Or
That was Merlin who heard the cries.
Does anyone else hear that?
Did I?
I
No.
might have heard it.
No, nobody else.
Merrick definitely didn't.
With a perception check at 9, I wouldn't be able to pinpoint it.
No, it was very faint, and with everybody else looking at you like you're crazy, you're sure you're crazy.
Wouldn't be the first.
Perhaps this place was gone to me at last.
So you're
Uh,
you are
Seagull
coming up.
Seagull would start looking around for bottles of sticks.
No, you're not seeing bundles of sticks. However, you are, Merlin, as you're kind of looking around and all, you do kind of realize though that you're coming out of the tree line, kind of on a shoulder of a hill, and this might be a good place to try your locate.
Take it up, let's see. Yeah. Scroll.
Okay. So Merlin gives a prayer and describes the. Tell me how you describe it.
Well, since it's not an item he's familiar with,
Mhm.
he's not familiar with every little ding and scratch and whatever. So the best description he has is to call it a pendant with a raven motif.
Mhm. And as
Because
you're kind of as you're praying for this and feeling for your god Helm and sort of calling out for this raven pendant, you feel kind of a tug, a little bit of a tug over around that way. You think it's a ways off, but if you go around the shoulder of this hill over here, you think that's the direction to go.
follow the lead. I would tell everybody that I feel the pendant that way. Get going.
And give me a round of perception checks for everybody except Merlin.
Trust me. This is the usual for me.
Oh, whoops. I don't have advantage on that.
Okay, so Enigma and Sigil are kind of looking around. Merrick and Adric are watching their feet. Yeah.
Nice
okay.
grass. Well, nice snow, rather.
So in the direction that Merlin is going, you're kind of looking around, and you think you see ahead a ways what looks like it could possibly be a cave or a rift or something, or something up ahead. If you were looking for shelter around here, that looks like a place you would look.
Okay. Merlin's headed in. Actually, wait. If we're going inside, it's dark in there, right? So
It is gonna be dark in there.
Eyes of Night again. I did this once before, but just in case people have forgotten, Merlin
Okay.
can share his 300 feet of dark vision,
Okay.
so everybody can see out to 300 feet for an hour, as long as I offer up the blessing with them within 10 feet of me.
Oh, I already have it here. Good for me. All right. So as you come up to this den, as
So
you
is
come
it,
closer, go ahead, please.
is it safe to assume Sigil has the blessing again? There's no cooldown or use limit on it. Just you can only have it on one person at a time.
I
Wait,
thought it said. I thought it said it gave up when it was used. You would
Yeah,
have to
I
do it
yeah,
meant
again.
Merlin can apply it again.
Oh, you're going to play it again. Okay. Yes, that's fine.
Yeah,
ah,
that's my assumption. I'm
Okay.
just clarifying that it is the case.
Okay.
Uh,
um,
could could Mirik? I know it's a little bit ago, but could Mirik use his background as a hermit to use discovery on those taps that he felt on his shoulders? The sneaky branches.
Um, I think that give me a history check roll.
Well, that is the wrong thing to ask me.
You're
Well,
doing okay. So you sort of think back in your time as a hermit, and you know that there were times when your mind played tricks on you. But you never, it was more things that you heard or saw. You don't remember ever having anything reaching out and tapping you. So it is extremely unlikely that your secret was related to that.
okay.
Oh, I never cleared the order. I need to do that. Okay, so as you're approaching, you can see that as you come up, okay, it looks like there's kind of a cleft. It looks completely natural. It doesn't look like it's been worked in any way. So as you come up to what's probably a I mean, it's a passageway that kind of goes in, but it looks like it might widen out a little bit. What are you going to do?
oh yeah, I forgot the Eyes of Night only works on a number of people up to my wisdom modifier, which is 3. So unfortunately, one person's gonna get left out.
Beagle doesn't have dark vision at all, so might be a good
Yeah,
idea to include her in it.
An Enigma doesn't have dark vision either. Actually,
No, I do
Enigma,
have vision.
you do have dark. Oh, right.
Yeah, I have
You're not.
superior dark vision.
Yeah.
So I'm
Miriam
good.
doesn't have. Yeah.
Mirek and Sigil do not have it. So one person would get a boost to their naturally existing dark vision.
Okay. So Mirik and Adric are having fun. As Mirik gets hit by a snowball. All right. So as you're coming up, are you going to go in?
I'll
Yeah,
go in.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm going to move you to the map then.
Mirik is fully blinded by the snowball in his face.
So as you start to make your way in, you see sort of some areas of loose gravel around. Um, there's an overhang above you, so this dotted line here is kind of an overhang behind you. So you kind of go under the overhang and then into the cave. We're gonna have are we gonna go into the cave or are we gonna have a snowball fight? I'm all for a snowball fight, frankly.
Okay, no los dos.
Reminds me of a time when one of my campaigns did a like the DM had the AFK for a bit and it turned into a pillow fight in the room. In the whole party.
Oh.
Would you like me to sneak into the cave and check things out first?
Yeah, probably a good idea.
All right. I will stealth up into the cave and
All right, give me your stealth roll. As you go in, you can smell awful and rotting meat. You can see as you come in, as you make your way in, you can see um, broken and gnawed bones and scraps of fur around as you go in. And you make your way in. You don't see anything in there at the moment. Go ahead and sneak your way in. So you don't see anything in there. You do see more of the things around. Are you
I'd
going
like to get to this rock and kind of look through here.
Okay. Don't see anything in. You don't see anything in there other than the litter, and there's more of the litter and things over here. The bones and litter and the you can tell this has been used for quite some time by the scraps of things, that there's quite a large number of animals have been consumed here over time.
Does it look like it's all animals that have been consumed here, or
You're gonna kind of poke through it a little bit.
Sure.
Okay. You do see, um, you do find kind of a satchel amidst the scraps of bone and fur, made of leather. It shows some
Well,
signs of gnawing, but it is still closed.
I will pick it up.
And as Adric is doing this, so Merlin, you see Adric reaching over and picking it up. The other three of you, are you still outside?
I think I'll be heading in.
Merrick is still slowly recovering.
Siggle's making another snowball.
Okay.
Maybe packing it in a little ice.
Ow.
Okay.
Once I have the satchel, I'll try to open it and take a look inside.
All right. You find in it a handwritten journal, some small bundles of herbs, a small pile of ink and some writing quill, and we have a handout.
I'm going to show all this stuff to Merlin, who's standing next to me.
I think this is the handout. Yes. Here's the handout. The graphic is a little difficult to read, and I have also played with some blind players, so there is the text typed out below it so that my blind players could have their reader things read it to them. I can feel the call. It pulls me. It compels me? The forest is so far, so cold. Laszlo needs me. Our child will need me. I cannot. He cut me, and I ended him. What will we do? Erasnu, I will take our pup to the village and give him up. I will return to the forest. I said goodbye to my son today. I will never see him again. I will never see Laszlo again. I will never see people again lest I feel the hunger. There is no cure but solitude.
She was a
Suspicions.
she was a werewolf.
Yes. And it would appear she left her son behind. Or
So,
wolf.
the wolf and the wolf puppy in the village was the kid.
Yes, who seemed to have run off.
Oh,
We should probably find him because that's not going to be safe for other people eventually.
yeah, we might want to just head back to the village now and
There's other pups in here, right?
There are no pups in here, no.
Okay.
No Alina.
No Alina. However, you do hear the sound of wolves outside the den.
Mirik and Sickle are still outside. Would
Yes,
we have an
you
easier
are.
time locating the howl?
You see it, you hear it coming from this way, and you see a young silver-haired woman with an immense wolf coming behind her. And she is stumbling up towards you, gasping in agony with a bloody hand clasped over her belly. And as she
Silver?
sees you, her face contorts into rage and she spits a curse with flecks of blood dancing on her lips. And her curses turn into a throaty growl as she falls to her hands and knees, her body contorting and twisting as her form changes into that of a large silver-furred wolf. The beast throws its head back and howls.
Now Mirik really regrets rushing up to her.
All right, so I need some initiative, and of course I put the
Whoa!
wolf tokens in the wrong place. So let me move them over here. And there's 2 of them.
Wow.
Because she had
That's
another
weird.
one later. Okay.
The description we got of Alina was that she had long black hair, so I don't think this is Alina.
I'm gonna put a green dot on the one that was the silver wolf. Alrighty. Oh, I need to give some initiative to them.
So the green dot is the one that was a woman.
Yes.
Okay.
Do I have everybody? 1, 2, 3, 4. I am missing Enigma. An Enigma you rolled. So Enigma, try clicking on your token first, and
He rolled
then
Yeah.
intimidation. That was the problem.
what?
Enigma rolled intimidation.
Oh, that is the
Oh.
problem. Oh, okay. So yeah, click on your token. Let's try rolling initiative. There we go.
Okay, that's better.
Much
There we go.
better. Let's go in descending order, and Mirik is going to start us off. And do I have? I have a fight. I think I have a fight.
Okay.
I have a fight.
Yes. I'm just reading through my stuff real quick.
While he's doing that, I've been concentrating on locate object this whole time. Do I feel it anywhere nearby?
Yes,
Do I feel it?
you do. Well, let's see. Where are you? You're outside. Yes, you feel it very much in the direction of that silver-haired wolf. That silver wolf.
Your description from Grigori was that Alina had black hair, so what the hell happened? But the pendant is very much right here. You're telling me. Shit.
Okay, and they're attacking. So, Mirik, you start.
Yes. Mirik will walk up to the wolf. I don't think it's important yet, since I don't think I'll kill it. But he would go for non-lethal attacks.
Okay.
If that is possible.
Okay.
And he will spend a key point to do Flurry of Blows, which will allow him to make a total of 3 blows in total.
Yep. That is a
So
hit.
that is a 1.
That
That
is a
is
miss. So as it whines and pulls back from your blow, the second one, actually the third one is also a miss. So the first one hits and does 6 points of bludgeoning damage.
And then that is actually all I can do.
And you actually feel like that punch didn't do as much damage as you would normally expect it to.
Well, that's a bummer.
All right. Anything else for you, Mirik?
No,
Nope.
I am out of actions.
Yep. Sigil.
All right. I assume it's been more than a minute since
Yes.
the last encounter, so sure. I did not mark off my spell slot from last round. Sigil is going to move up to here.
Okay.
If I can get it to actually switch over. She'll cast Wrathful Smite.
Okay.
And go for an attack on the on Alina.
Okay.
24 to hit.
24 will definitely hit.
And Smite. Two
Okay.
I must make a Wisdom saving throw. And
Okay. So your scythe. All right. Wisdom saving throw, which she fails. So she will take
frightened.
the 2 psychic and
The Wisdom saving throw is only against the frightened of me until the spell ends.
so she is frightened of you. Okay, so she takes the damage and is frightened of you.
Yep.
Where's a good frightened? I can't see half of these because of where it is on my screen.
Up to 1 minute is this duration.
Okay, so she is frightened of
And
you.
as an action, they can make a Wisdom check to end the frightened.
Okay.
But that's she's good with movement, so yeah.
Okay, Adric.
Well, I'm going to use the dash action to come up here to the front of the cave, drawing my short bow while I'm in the process of moving, and I'm going to attempt to shoot at her, but I'm
Okay.
going to guess that I have disadvantage because
So,
all the stuff in the way.
Yeah, you can see two wolves. One is silver, one is not. They're both larger than normal wolves, and you can see Mirek and Sigil are focused on this one, which is now whining and starting to cringe back away from Sigil.
I don't think I can got a really good sight to the other one.
We'll say yes. That's a low enough. Well, you're short. That's a low enough sort of scrub stuff there. Yes, well, I'll give you line of sight to the other wolf.
All right, I will go ahead and attack it then.
Okay.
Oh, no, I won't.
No, you won't. No, I don't have my lovely deck of fun things to do with nat ones.
It probably bounces off this rock and comes back and nearly hits me itself in the foot.
Yeah, I think so. Anything else, Adric?
Nope, that's it.
Okay, and the wolves are going to attack. This one is going to attempt to attack Mirek. Now let's see. She's afraid of Sigil, so she would have disadvantage on Sigil, but she does not have disadvantage on Mirek. So she's going to attempt to bite. She's going to attempt to bite.
Wow.
And the other wolf is also going to come up in range and is also going to attempt to bite. And this one's going to be at advantage because the other one is already there.
Tactics.
Tactics. Now, is that actually at advantage? That didn't show advantage.
And now I gotta
It
do
didn't do it at
2
advantage.
strength saving throws.
Yes.
It's not showing advantage.
It's not showing advantage. Let me roll that second one again. It does say public advantage. Bite. But it's not.
Okay, I already failed the first one, so I'm guessing
So
I'm
you're prone. So you're prone, and the wolf's kind of on top of you.
Oh.
All right. So you are taking a bunch of damage there, kiddo.
So that is
20 piercing.
19? Oh, 20.
Yeah, 20. Because we skipped the one in the... Well, actually, no, that would have been the first one. It'll be 19. So it'll be the first damage, but it's the second roll.
Ah, okay.
Alrighty. And that is going to be them, Enigma.
How far can I move up?
You can move... What is your movement speed? Let's take a look at your sheet. Your movement speed is 30, so you can move up 30.
That's what I thought. Okay, so I'm going to use my bonus action right now. I'm going to summon the Shadow Blades.
Okay.
And I'm going to go ahead and move up. Make sure I got the distance right. Right in between these rocks.
Okay.
And even though I have the Shadow Blades, can I still shoot a firebolt?
Yes.
Okay, because that's the only thing I'd have it be a long range. Let's go ahead and do a firebolt then.
Which one are you shooting at?
Um,
The nearest
probably
one?
this one that's in first. Yeah.
Yeah, the nearest one that is on top of Mirek.
Yeah. Hopefully
Go.
I don't burn him.
Go for it.
It's a light car.
And the firebolt. Oh, lordy, it hits. Give me some damage here. That singe because you go. As the thing is hurt. Okay, you cast it again.
Alright.
Try clicking on the
Alright, wrong button.
where it says firebolt. Oh, here we go. Fire damage. 3 fire damage, but it takes all of it. Alrighty. Anything else, Enigma?
No, I used my bonus action and moved, so that's all I got.
Okay, Merlin.
I can either heal Mirek or attack the werewolf after being stunned standing there for who knows how long, because that was just a person, and now it's not. He's never had to fight monsters like this before. So it makes sense that he would be last to go. But duty calls. 5, 10, 15... The there.
Okay, and you still have 10 feet of movement.
Yeah. Not much I can do with it though.
Okay.
I guess. Moonbeam.
Okay, we are casting Moonbeam.
Oh, that's really good.
Ooh, 5-foot radius point between their concentration up to a minute. So let's get you a.
Yeah,
let's
that's well within range.
get you an area of effect. Moonbeam. We'll give it a pretty blue circle, 5-foot circle. Place it wherever you want it to come down at.
That's measured. Yes. It has to be on top of the werewolf.
Okay, so it comes down when. Okay, and so what do they happen at first? The Tospell's dim light fills the cylinder. Or let's see, area first time on a turn starts its turn there. It's engulfed in ghostly flames that cause searing pain and must make a con save. Shape changer makes the con save at disadvantage. If it fails, it also instantly reverts to its original form and can't assume a different form until it does the light. Ooh, this is very good.
Yeah, it really is.
Okay, so nothing happens right now until the beginning of its turn, it looks like.
Yeah, I've seen this spell run where it counts as long as it's cast on top of something, but there's a lot of contention. So if your ruling is it doesn't take the damage till the start of its turn, then that's that. And since I cast this...
Oh! You are actually correct. 5-foot radius should be this big.
Oh, so I could...
You can actually, you can move it where you want it. Yeah, you can hit both of them.
Yeah, it'll
they both need to make a save and they both take damage.
Okay. That is going to be cool. Oh, let's see. Or half as much. So they're going to take damage either way. It'll just be half as much if they're... Okay. Anything else, Merlin?
Since I cast this spell, I don't have any more... I can't do another spell.
If you have a cantrip that goes as a bonus action, you could cast that. You could cast
They're all action.
Okay. And you've done your movement. Do you wish to move any further?
I guess start making my way to Mirek.
Okay.
I only have 10 moves over there.
Speaking of Mirek. Okay,
Yes.
Mirek, you have one wolf having bit at you and another wolf on top of you, breathing in your face. You can get from under it to get up if you wish. It would take half your movement to get up, and I'm trying to move this kind of there more representationally. If you wish, you would attack at disadvantage from prone.
I have this, and I don't know if the disengage action would help me.
Disengage means that you can move away without getting an opportunity attack. So you could hit them, and then you could move away, and they cannot take an opportunity attack against you.
Okay, so if I chose to go from prone to standing, sacrificing half my movement, then attack the healthy wolf, so the bottom wolf,
Okay.
with a quarterstaff hit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's not good.
That's definitely not good.
Attack myself with a quarterstaff, I mean.
And realize, oh my gosh, I've got 2 wolves right in my face. I should move away.
And then I will sacrifice 1 key for a step of the wind.
So you can move 15
to move
feet.
20 feet.
20 feet. Yes, you're a monk. You've got more movement. Yes.
Which would bring me
right next to Merlin.
Yeah.
And they can sort of snap at you, but they cannot take opportunity attacks against you. Yes, that is an excellent way to use your abilities.
Then that will finish off my turn.
Okay, Sigil.
All right.
You have 2 angry wolves bathed in moonlight in front of you.
Just double check.
And then Adric, you'll be on deck next.
Alright. Sigil's going to go for Elena again. Just 12 hit.
And that will miss.
And she doesn't have a bonus action she can use while concentrating. So yeah, she's just gonna stay where she is. Huh?
Okay. Ah, I didn't mean to move twice. Okay, it's still Sigil's turn.
Yeah, she's gonna move up here just so if either wolf tries to move out of the moonlight, it's probably gonna provoke an attack of opportunity from her.
Very likely. Okay?
Yep.
Adric. And the wolves will be up next.
I'm gonna move to here and then shoot at this wolf with my short bow.
All right. That will hit. Thunk! The arrow sinks into its shoulder. Yes, doing the full damage.
It gets sneak attack because Sigil's right there, right?
Nope. Sigil moved away.
No, Sigil's still within 5 feet of it, of that one.
Oh, okay.
The narrow one.
In
Yeah,
that
so you
case-
do get. Yes, you do get your sneak attack with it.
What's
Abs.
the first sneak attack?
Whoa!
Ooh.
Yeah, this is why you want to use sneak attack.
Yep.
For
What's
rogues,
the
the
actual
sneak
poison?
attack is definitely the bigger damage.
Yep.
Anything else? Do you wish to use a bonus action?
No. That's it.
All right. The wolves' turns, Enigma. You're going to be next. So the wolves need to roll. What was their save? They need to roll.
Constitution DC 13.
Constitution DC 13. Let me do 2 of these. Okay, 1, 2. Okay, so and actually one of them does it at disadvantage. So that'll be the second one here. Constitution save. Okay, so it's still the 14. All right. So roll me the damage for it. And the lower wolf will take the full damage, and Alina will take half. What was that?
Oh, okay. Only one of them is a shape changer.
Yes, only one of them is a shape changer, although your characters don't necessarily know that. All right, 18 radiant. All right, minus here and minus. Whoa! And so as the moon, as the moonbeam sort of wreaths in flames, this wolf, the lower wolf, it just howls and whimpers in agony. It is still just barely there, but it's kind of laying down and whimpering, and it is not really going to do anything else. This one is afraid of Sigil and cannot go any further. She does try to pull out of the moonbeam. Actually, this one's going to crawl out of the moonbeam. That one's going to pull out of the moonbeam.
Elena is going to provoke an attack of opportunity.
Yep. That will hit.
Right. For 10 slashing.
For 10 slashing. Okay. And it doesn't seem like it did as much damage as you would expect it to.
Yeah.
Okay. And she is... you can see her there. She kind of tries to flee, but she also kind of turns back as if she wants to try and get, but she can't get past you, and she's sort of in indecision. Huddled right there. And Enigma, it's your turn. Merlin, you'll be up next.
Okay. I think I'm gonna move first up to right next here.
Okay.
And
Ooh,
can I
right.
do a non-lethal blow on the one in front of me?
With your Shadow Blades. Okay.
Yeah.
Come on, give me a hit. That is a hit! And it drops unconscious and stops whimpering. What else are you going to do?
That's all I got. I don't have any more bonus actions.
All right. Merlin, there is a wolf down at Enigma's feet. There is one seeming panic, trying to flee, trying to not flee, very, very much afraid of Sigil. What are you doing? Merrick did manage to get up and get over next to you.
And Merrick looks rough, right?
Yeah, that wolf took a big chunk out of him. He looks about a third his normal.
Like a literal chunk. I am missing a piece of my side.
Well, and you feel warmth and well-being flow over you as, let's see, Helmet would sort of sear into you and cauterize it and heal you up, and you have your half of your chunk back. You gain 9 hit points back.
Only missing half a chunk.
Only missing half a chunk now. Okay. Anything else, Merlin?
I know I can move the cylinder, but is that an action or bonus action?
Well, let's
what is
look
it?
at the moonbeam.
It's
So
an
when you
action.
do your turn, so after you cast the spell, you can use an action to move the beam up to 60 feet in any direction.
But she just used her action to
Unfortunately-
cure wounds, so.
Yeah.
He just used his action to cure wounds.
Yep.
Sorry
Yep.
about that. I will get it right, I promised it.
Well, it doesn't help that I'm a she, but Merlin is a he.
Yes, and
Yeah.
so am I talking about the player using there, or am I talking about the character? Yeah.
Yeah. Who plays male characters in D&D? What?
I would never.
It's only like I've been playing male characters in video games for the last 30 years of my life. Who'd
I
have
know,
thought?
right? There aren't very many with female protagonists. Alrighty. So, anything else, Merlin? Are you going to move? Or are you going to...
Okay,
Merrick, you'll be up next.
I guess let's move there.
Okay?
The wolf is down for the count, so...
Yeah, the one at Enigma's feet is down, yes.
Yeah, that's me.
Okay, Merrick.
Yes. Merrick will go straight up to the fleeing wolf
Okay?
and again try to punch it non-lethally, as
Okay.
non-lethal as a punch can be.
Give me your attacks. That will definitely hit.
With 2 strikes.
Okay? The second one will kind of miss, though, as she flinches away from your first strike. She manages to get her rear end out of the way of the kick that you gave after the one bunked her in the nose.
Little nose bonk.
Oh, wait, that was actually not as much damage as you would normally expect it to be. I forgot about that.
Mm-hmm. Did
Okay.
I not grab that paper dagger?
And that is my turn.
I believe one of you does have the dagger. I don't remember who. I think it was Sigil who has the dagger, but
Is it?
I don't remember who has the dagger.
I think
Sigil's
we
the one who-
never
yep.
have to talk about it.
Sigil has the whip.
Merlin has the dagger. Sigil has the whip, and Merlin has the dagger. Is the whip obvious on your belt?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. Yeah, actually, I do have the note. Sigil has the whip, Merlin has the dagger.
Actually, now that we've mentioned the whip, let me double check it again.
What's the reach on the whip of warning? Special whip. It's a terrible night to have a curse. Yes. So Bison, this is the a whip that they got off of the body of this werewolf's husband.
Along with the silver dagger, was it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Merlin has
silver
the
dagger
silver
was in the
dagger.
fire, but
We found that days ago. He would have given it to Adric by now.
Okay, so Adric has the silver dagger.
There's no
Alright.
question should go on someone else in the future because the weapon of warning gives me advantage on initiative rolls.
Okay.
Yeah. Whips.
So if
Let's
you
have
actually,
the
if
reproperty,
Sigil takes it off of her belt and looks at it,
Yeah.
that will catch Alina's attention, and you will notice her react.
Alright, so object interaction, pull out the whip,
Okay.
and then object interaction. How is she reacting to it?
So she's had her body language has been, she was fearful, trying to move away, but she was looking like she was trying to get to the cave, and now she's very focused on that whip. She sees it and she's kind of gone still, and her hackles rise a little bit as she's looking very carefully, very steadily, intently at that whip.
Might save me from another bite.
Like, oh, you recognize this whip? And Sigil advanced towards her, which she's moving out of reach of the other wolf, so
It's unconscious, so it doesn't
okay.
matter.
And yeah, she'll actually make an attack with the whip, which I don't have all the the things for. But
Okay. So she actually attacks with it. Oh my. Okay, it goes. It hits. And she flinches back.
22, and let me just go over to
And
this
it does,
tab.
it clearly does the full amount, but I mean, she is like down practically prone.
Buttons. What? Oh. That's the wrong button.
Okay, so she is practically prone with her chest down practically on the ground next to her forepaws.
Do I want to blow my last spell slot on this? I'll leave it for a turn. Yeah, I've had a few days to attune to it.
Yes. And in fact, she attuned to it at the short rest that you guys had at the campsite.
Yeah, and identified the effect there.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you attacked her with, you came up, you attacked her with it. Are you doing anything else, Sigil?
No.
All right. Adric, and the wolf will be next.
Well, everybody's trying to subdue it instead of attack it.
I mean, Siggle's
Again.
Not only fucking conflicted, but also determined.
Yeah, unfortunately, all I've got is ranged attacks, so that's what I'm using at the moment.
That will hit.
Oh, wrong die, wrong damage. There we go.
And okay, so that does piercing damage.
I'm going to choose not to do the sneak attack damage.
Okay. Good choice. So this wolf is the arrow thunks into well, it wouldn't be her chest because she's down, into her side, and she's whimpering and on the ground and nearly dead. Are you going to do anything else, Cedric?
I'm going to intimidate her to try to get her to basically stand down and surrender.
Give me intimidation. And tell me what you're doing to intimidate a wolf.
It's very focused on
Just-
skill.
Yelling at it to lay down.
Hey,
This is a wolf, not a dog. But this is a werewolf. It is a human. And as she comes up, she whines and she kind of inches backwards a little bit, and she kind of puts her her muzzle down kind of onto the ground in between her paws in what looks like submission. Her rear end is still up.
This would be a very bad time to use an opportunity attack for me. I'm not gonna kill the kitty or doggy.
You could do it non-lethally.
I think it's subdued itself.
Okay.
I have faith in the doggy. Maybe wrongfully so.
Okay, so I'm going to take us out of initiative here because I think we've stopped the combat. What are you going to do now?
Merrick will tend to his wounds, sit up against this tree, even though he is dreadfully scared of it.
are you sure you want to be there? I think that tree just moved.
I swear. Merrick is very attentive to this tree.
Do you let the moonbeam go?
No.
All right. So you're moving it up closer to her. Careful of Merrick there. Merrick is wreathed in moonlight flames. All
Sit
right.
up against the hill.
So, as she is there, and clearly the fighting has stopped, she very slowly backs away a little bit, and her body starts to contort and twist and all as she changes back into a woman. And you do see, Merlin, because I know you would be looking, that hanging around her neck is an old jade and pearl pendant emblazoned with a raven.
You are not human. Your kind are a threat to humanity. I am sworn to protect humanity from creatures like you. Give me one reason to let you live.
You see tears rolling down her cheeks. I have lost everything. I've lost everything. I've sworn I will not go near the human settlements again. I won't.
what happened to Laszlo.
And that was self-defense. He was he. I mean, he knew that I was a werewolf, and we took precautions to sort of lock me up in that time. But but we have when he found out I was pregnant, and he knew that our child was also going to be a wolf. When he learned that, he struck out at me in rage. He sliced at me with his silver dagger, and he was just filled with fury. I feared for myself, for my child, and I defended myself. I fought back, and I attacked him, and oh, God's above, my Laszlo, I killed him. I I took my child. I took my child to the village of Rasnu, but that's the last time I'm going to go there. I promise I will not be back there at all.
I tried to get rid of the moonbeam, and I got rid of Merlin too. Oops.
Oops.
Yeah,
Oh, I can bring Merlin back out here.
is your child a wolf pup by any chance?
Well, of course he is.
Who wants to tell her?
Tell
Not
me
me.
what? What do you...
Grigori attempted to take care of the pup. However, the pup freed themselves from where they were being tied up. They are now missing.
But they're just a pup. How will he survive? He's just a pup. He can't take care of himself. I she looks like she's about to go to rush and all to try and take care of her child, but I mean all of you are arrayed in front of her, and she kind of sinks back. Um, she's practically holding her breath, looking back and forth among you.
Merrick is showing no empathy.
Oh, actually,
If you
she's not the large size anymore. She's medium size. I don't think I have a token for her. She looks gonna look like a commoner.
Who's the other wolf?
Uh, just a he's a pack mate of mine. I run with his pack when I'm in wolf form. He's just a wolf. Are you healing, Alina?
Yeah.
And as the wash of healing over her, she lifts her eyes to you, and it just in wonder at your compassion.
His expression is conflicted, but Merlin just heals her and turns around. We have a wolf pup to find.
Yeah.
Is he dead? The other he's just a wolf. He's not of my kind.
Not that one. Your pup.
What I missed what you said. What about my pup?
We're trying to look for Alina's pup. As far as Merlin is concerned, this fight is over.
So you're walking away and leaving her here?
She said she's staying away from the humans, so
The seagull, think about it for a moment. Oh, if why did he wait until she was 8 months pregnant? Her story was that he attacked when he found out she was pregnant, but there's no way he was oblivious until 8 months.
No. When so does Sigil say this out loud?
Yeah.
It wasn't when he knew I was pregnant. He didn't know my child would be a wolf.
Oh.
We were talking around the camp at the evening meal.
Is he the father?
Yes. Of course he is. I've been. Lasso's the love of my life. Of course I've been faithful to him.
Heard that one before.
I agree with Merlin. We need to find the pup.
Yeah.
So, here on the ridge, you can see the sun is getting low. Are you leaving right
We're not
away?
gonna
Are you
make
going
it.
to camp? Yeah, you're not going to make it back to town before dark, that's for sure.
The cave might not be a bad place to camp for the night.
I mean, if she turns again, like, how much control does she have over this transformation?
We could tie her down for the night.
I have some control except under very strong rage, and particularly at the time of the moon.
When's the next moon?
Full moon's in 3 days.
So you will be in control of yourself until then.
If I think too much about my son though and get very worried, I might. God help me, I might not be.
We'll strike out in the morning to find him, but tonight you need to make sure that you can control yourself while we camp here.
I will go to the den of the other wolves. I won't be here with you. I won't stay here with you. And the other wolf is starting to stir a little bit. He is sore wounded.
Giving it a wide berth.
Can you help with? Okay. So Alina will limp off and she'll sort of help support the other wolf, and the two of them will head off. You're gonna make camp in the den that night?
Yes.
Yeah.
I believe so.
We're
Stay out of
definitely taking the journal with us back to town, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We just stay here in the entrance. I don't know if we want to go all the way in. It's
Yeah.
kind of a mess in there.
Too
And
many
smelly.
bones.
Somehow I don't feel like that would bother Mirik at all.
I doubt it.
Sigel's more used to human filth smells. Or, well, humanoid race filth smells.
Yeah, Merrick has seen it all, smelt it all.
Dealt it all.
So, what do you do for watch for the night?
Merlin can see out the farthest, no matter what the time. So, I guess he would take the latest one is the third watch out of 4.
I'll take the second watch. I have dark vision.
Okay.
I could do the
Merrick will
first
take
watch.
then Merrick will take the last watch. He needs some time to sore up the injury.
I guess Sigel take first then.
Okay. The night passes quietly. You do hear the howl of wolves hunting off in the distance, but none come close. You hand off the watch between you, and you wake in the morning. You have gotten the benefits of a long rest.
Oh.
Hey.
Is there a button for that in this?
Yes, there is.
There it is.
Okay. So the next morning, the snow has packed a little bit. It's still there. Has been no new snow as you head out. Do you head straight back to Erasnu?
Yes.
Merrick will use the first hour of the morning, maybe the end of his watch to meditate to regain his 2 spent key points.
Yep. You should get that with the long rest, so yes.
Yeah, it just says I have to spend at least 30 minutes per key point.
Yep.
To meditate.
Okay. So as
It's
you
gonna
head...
be
Go ahead, please.
it's gonna be really difficult to track down this pup.
We may need to ask around town.
Might need to find a tracker.
Enigma's
we
been
just
doing
have
pretty
a
good.
tracker.
It's true.
We literally just beat her within an inch of her life. That's the best tracker Erasmus had. Well, one of the two.
Um,
Out.
Yes, but how well can we trust her mental faculties? She just told us the full moon is very close.
Well, I think we can trust them very well to, not be reliable. Honestly, it's the honest ones you gotta watch out for.
you know, it might be worthwhile to have her go with us while we try to track down this pup. We'd be able to keep an eye on her as well as use her abilities for tracking.
We don't entirely know where she went. The previous night.
It's true.
And she abandoned the pup to the village.
Well, she probably expected it to be somewhat taken care of in the village.
Yep.
Didn't expect it to run away.
I assume... so, are you going to go looking for Alina, or are you going to just head back to the village?
I think just back to the village.
Yeah, Merrick would head back to the village.
Yeah, I think back to the village.
Okay.
Alina's already promised to not go back to the village, so we
Yeah.
would be bad faith to make her break her promise already.
Yep. So they're not aware of that promise, but yeah.
So as you're heading back, it's very easy to follow your trails from your trail from yesterday and get back. It doesn't take any real effort at all. Give me a round of perception checks.
Rolling great as usual.
Merlin has
Average.
time.
Okay.
Oh.
Would
and
you
then-
stop putting snow in my shoes?
So Enigma
Don't do
catches
that.
sight of let's see, I've got this here. Something red off in the treetops as you see some bloodhawks up in the top of a tree with a nest. They don't seem to react to the presence of the party as you're traveling down. I have a bloodhawk here somewhere. Let me get a picture of this for you. There we
If
go.
Enigma points them out, would it be a nature check to learn some info about Bloodhawk?
Yeah.
Either nature or history, yeah. Come on. Oh, that's because I'm using the wrong keys. That's why. That's what a bloodhawk looks like. Flash of red up around a nest in the treetop.
I'll do history then.
Merlin has a lot on his mind.
Yep, as much as Merlin knows about birds. Good
Sigil
lord,
knows that
Enigma.
Sigil thinks birds are tasty.
And
enough.
glances over at Merlin as she thinks that too.
And licks her chops.
Merlin glowers back.
Well, so Enigma, you have seen, you've heard of bloodhawks. You've never been out in the nature much to see them, and they are known as, they have been symbols of. People have taken them as their heraldic symbols for being fierce and fearless and attacking and flocking together and fighting in their flocks. Attacking as a pack for prey and all. And so that's mostly where you've known it for, is it's been used in a heraldic fashion as something very fierce.
Well, if they're hovering there, I wonder if they attacked something.
Well, there is a nest up there too with a
Oh, true.
21 perception. You've got a pair of them in a nest.
Best to steer clear of them then.
Yeah. They're probably protecting something.
So,
Something precious.
as you make your way back, early afternoon, you find yourself emerging from the woods to come out at the by the village. Where do you go?
Probably where the pup was last seen.
That would be wherever Grigori had it tied up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Merlin would want to actually look for the place where the pup was found first. The house of somebody that's away. Luvia?
Yes, the house
Gloria?
was at where I've got her name. Glovia is what comes to mind, but I have to double check it because I'm not actually sure that was her name. Yes, Glovia.
Yeah, that was the name I heard over Discord, but Discord isn't exactly the best.
Yes.
But
Yes, she had been away. The pup had been
and
found there at Glovia's place. Let me get us back to the Erasnu map. I don't think we have a spot for Glovia's house. No, I don't happen to know off the top of my head which one Glovia's house is.
I guess Merlin would want to spend a little time investigating to see if there were signs of a pup trying to track down its mom from there.
Okay, so I think I'm actually going to lower the curtain here as we are about to start off on this. So you're coming back in. You're going, as you come back into the village, you're going to see, the odd villager out and about. They've had another day to work on clearing roads and so forth, and so there may be some social interactions there. So we will begin with that next time. Now, before we fully close, I want you to take a look at some of these rolls. If you hover over the roll with your mouse in roll 20 in the chat area, for example, if you look at Enigma's history roll, you can see it was a 1d20 plus 2 for proficiency plus 3 for his intelligence bonus. And you can look at that.
Mm-hmm.
If you look in one of your sheets, I'm going to open, I think, Adric's sheet. Adric is probably in D&D Beyond, though. Oh, it's enough here. When you look at the list of skills, next to each skill in parentheses will be an attribute, like strength or charisma or intelligence. So if you have a change to your bonus in that stat, it would affect those particular skills. It's what the bonus is. And the bonuses typically change on the even numbers. So for example, if you had a 15 in a stat, like Adric has a 15 in dexterity, if Adric were to add 1 point to his dexterity score, it would also add a point to the bonus for that. Whereas
The modifier.
the modifier, thank you, yes. Whereas if it were an even one, you would have to add 2 in order to get sort of the next bonus. And I'm telling you this because you're going to level up. And at level
Yay.
4 in most classes, there's what's called an ASI. ASI, stats improvement. What's the A?
Ability score
Ability. Thank you.
improvement.
Ability score improvement. Thank you. I love people there. So you will be able to now, if you go through like Character Mancer or whatever, you will have to make a choice. If your class has an ASI as the next level, which, like I said, most of you do, you will either be able to, you'll have 2 points to add to ability scores. You can either add 2 of them to one skill, or you can add 1 to each of 2 skills. Or you will be able to look through feats instead, where feats can help you do things, can help you do amazing things. And if you look at feats in the compendium, so FEAT, in the compendium, that's the I. And I currently have Swarm, and I don't want Swarm. I want FEAT. Rules, subclasses. You're going to have to scroll down a ways. Backgrounds. Okay, come on. Where are feats? Other options and features. Where are they don't list feats like that? Oh, yes. Rules. Feats. But that doesn't actually list them. Does next page tell what the feats are? Yes, so you can scroll through them. Like the first one is alert. If you have the alert feat, you would get a +5 bonus to your initiative. You can't be surprised. Now, surprise is when something happens and whoever it is that is getting the surprise, they get a surprise round. That means they get to have an extra round before the people who are surprised get. And then other creatures. So if they're invisible and they strike at you, they would normally have advantage, but they wouldn't get advantage for that. So that's the alert feat. There are other feats in there that you can go through. You can also do searching on the internet for a list of feats to see what the benefits of the feats are. So you can either improve. You've got 2 points to add towards ability scores, or you can take a feat.
It's worth noting for the alert feat in particular that the weapon of warning, or the whip of warning that I've got, you and any of your companions within 30 feet of you can't be surprised except when incapacitated by something other than non-magical sleep.
So you don't really need the alert feat as long as you're with Sigil, and Sigil's got the
whip, yeah.
The whip, yeah.
I figure it's worth bringing up, especially with alert as an example.
Some of them have requirements, like you have to be a specific race, or you have to be a specific class, or in one case, like the defensive duelist, you have to have a dexterity of 13 or higher. But as you go through either Character Mancer or in Roll20, or if you go through the level up feature in D&D Beyond, you'll be able to see a list of available feats. If you're in Roll20, you'll have access to any of the feats in Player's Handbook. If you're in D&D Beyond, you'll probably, unless you have also purchased content there, you will only have access to stuff that's in the SRD, which is going to be the vast majority of what's in Player's Handbook, honestly. And the SRD is the standard resource, whatever it is. I don't know what SRD stands for, but it's the public domain, the rules that are in public domain.
I think Adric would like to take the average for hit points on his level up.
Okay.
Would it be okay if I do the whole level up and feat choosing tomorrow, as it is kind of late, and I don't feel like reading all these feats?
Absolutely. And I would recommend take a note of this. For monks, the mobile feat is outstanding. So when you're doing your research, start there and then look at some other things too.
Will do.
But it is a classic. Okay.
Crusher is fun too for bludgeoning weapons on the fist.
What was that?
Crusher is fun for bludgeoning weapons on the fist.
This is true. It is. So I'm going to go ahead and close the stream. Thank you to those of you who are watching. We should be back next week, same time, same place. And if you want to if you want to hang out with us, come meet us in Dirty 20 Gaming. So, until next time, peeps, be nice to each other. Bye.
Good night.